YouTube can suck Keffel's inverted dick. No more super chats. No more 30%. My lifestyle says, so you should have stream live here on Rumble, then edit it and upload it afterward on YouTube. You wouldn't have been banned now. Yeah, everything is always wonderfully hindsightful. But here's the thing. I would have. I still would have. If I said the same shit about Keffels, do you think Keffels wouldn't have still come after my YouTube channel? Do you not realize that the first strike is just fucking faggotry from YouTube? That's it. The first strike. Okay, let's start getting into this. There is nothing wrong with showing a dead body on YouTube. Zero. I've done it dozens of times. You show dead bodies, you show people dying, you show people getting shot, stabbed, you show people getting thrown off buildings. What there is a problem with on YouTube is there is some level of blood that is too much. There is some level of blood that is too much. There's not like we don't get to measure it in liters or whatever. You don't get to know, but there's some level of blood that is too much. If you don't understand why this is a fucking problem, it's because the policy the community guidelines policy does not say at X number of blood splotches on the ground, you get a strike. But my strike over the Australian knifing video, I found out today, was not about a guy dying on camera. Because I'm like, I've shown this plenty of times. People die. Cops shoot them. Cops kneel on them, jump up and down. People get into self-defense situations. It was honestly the amount of blood, which, if you remember the Australian knifing video, is about the least disturbing thing. I mean, there's blood that shoots on the floor. It's grainy. It's from a high angle. It's like it's like Diablo or whatever. You're looking down this isometric angle, and this guy, and then he dies. But the disturbing part of the video is the guy, like, not knowing that he's 5 seconds from death and then collapsing lifeless. To me, they don't say this in the policy. In the policy, it says you cannot show gore or violence for the purpose of shocking and disgusting your audience. And they changed that policy after George Floyd died because people were trying to talk about Chauvin kneeling on this guy for a long time and him dying on both sides of the aisle, and they were getting in trouble. So YouTube reworded and relaxed that policy to allow for discussions of death on their platform involving the thing. What they didn't tell you is that there's a fucking blood index, and the fucking blood index is some secret Jew magic at YouTube that you don't get to know, but it gets applied arbitrarily to you. Not only does it get applied to that, by the way, it also gets applied to doctors, like doctors who do surgical tutorials or whatever on YouTube, who talk about, here's how we're going to do a surgery. If there is too much blood in an educational video about a surgery, they also get a strike. And there's no way to know what too much blood is. It just happens. Okay? So, when we're talking about getting strikes and bans, know that the first strike is fucking bullshit. All right? But there's nothing I can do about it. It'll fall off in October. But it's horseshit. There's no way to predict that would be done. I showed that Micaiah Bryant or whatever, the chick who was going to stab the other chick, and the cop, like, blam, 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 shoots that fucking insane, like, 14-year-old a whole bunch right before she goes to kill her friend. Yeah, showed that video over and over. Showed the guy who tried to tase the cops, and the cops, blam, put him down. Showed that video. Showed the guy getting shot in the hallway, right? With the cops doing the confusing call outs, and then boom, 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 they put AR-15 rounds Boom, he drops to the ground. Showed that guy get shot in the fucking head when he answers the door to 2 cops. Showed the wheelchair guy get shot 9 times by cops. Nothing. Not a fucking peep. Nothing about that violated YouTube's terms of service. They were all accompanied by commentary about the legality of the actions, the type of violence, why was it justified, was it not? By the way, Micaiah Bryant shooting, I think that's her name, 100% justified. She's about to stab another girl in the fucking face or whatever. Shooting her was 100% justified, of course. Actually, many of the shootings are justified. Some are not. The hallway shooting in Arizona, I can't remember the guy's name. Daniel Shaver, unjustified shooting, in my opinion. Justified by the police department that did it. Completely unjust. Completely nonsense. They shoot this guy in a fucking hallway after giving him the most confusing set of directions I've ever seen in my life. But that's what we do. I'm a lawyer. I talk about this shit. People ask about it. There's no way to know that this particular killing would get a strike. None. But now I know. Don't do any of these on YouTube because the strike application is arbitrary and unpredictable. I got the fucking message. They could have just told me. I would have blurred it out, edited it out, and removed the video or whatever and said, well, can't do these anymore. So that's the first strike. Literally not predictable. Second strike. Second strike's only predictable because of the fucking harassment mob organized by a deranged tranny. Like, that's it. That's why I have the second strike. It's being appealed right now based on, in part, that this is another YouTube creator harassing me. I didn't harass Lucas. I talked for a little bit about Lucas on one show. Lucas then organized a campaign of deranged dick choppers to come after me. Fuck these people. But that one is on appeal right now. I'm hoping we can show that this is an organized fucking attack on me because of their, I don't know, gay politics or whatever. I was specifically told today, still don't have the timestamp yet, specifically told today that my strike, listen to this, my strike is based on organizing violence against a particular person. That's what my strike is based on. Now, does that strike sound like what I said, or does that strike sound like what 1,000 fucking troons reported? It's the second one. So yeah. That's what I got. Is it predictable? Everything is predictable in hindsight. Everything is predictable when you look back and go, oh yeah, of course that would get you banned. But I've said all sorts of shit for 5 years without receiving this type of treatment. All right? Both these instances. The fact that they happen close together is, I guess, just how it goes. But that being said, like, it's so easy to say, oh, we told you this would happen. Well, yeah. Starks are always right eventually. Winter is coming. Thank you, faggots. So great of you to say this was going to happen. Well, sure, it was going to happen. Was it going to happen now? Was it going to happen never? Because if it never happened, by the way, it would always be about to happen. That's how it goes. So again, I love the constructive criticism of you should have been doing X because you knew this. We all knew this would happen, but none of you, nor I, knew that this specifically would happen. There's always some nebulous sense that it might, but that's not actually useful in planning on how you run your life. You cannot live in fucking fear forever. You can't.